Welcome back to the channel. It's Wednesday. I want to start off by thanking everybody that has liked and commented and checked out our latest video Sunday. That show was pretty awesome, and welcome to all the new subscribers. We are shooting for that 1,000, and I appreciate each and every one of you. We got about 200 more to go before the end of the year, and I think we can do it. If you're new here, our channel's all over the board. It may be some RC stuff, it may be RC racing, RC paint work. I may take you to work with me with paint cars, and car shows, truck shows, cruise ins. So a little bit of everything. We just tinker in the garage, and some of my RC paint work is just like a hangout, so that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to get on the Pinto. We're going to give it a street stock, mini stock look, and yeah, follow along. Let's see where it goes. All right, we did finalize the mounting on the body. This is a drag body, and the SR10 is kind of based off of a B4 buggy, not really a short course truck. And the drag cars are generally based off of short course trucks. So the wheelbase is a little bit off, but we fudged it a little bit here. There's your cut line. So we just made it a little bit further in. And I think once it's painted, it's not sitting right now because the window mask is in the way of the body post. But once it's painted, that'll disguise some of that. And the pictures that they posted up on their website looks pretty cool. So I think we're going to go with a 70s style paint scheme that they offered from Ford that were on the station wagons. It's got the magenta, orange, and yellow stripe, or like a 3-tone stripe across the hood and down the side. And I know generally what you think of a Pinto, you think of fire. But we're not going to do that. We're going to do retro paint scheme. I'm just going to pick a number because I don't think my buddy's got any significant number that he was wanting to run. So I think we're going to use a Bill Elliott number 9. I think that would look pretty cool because it is a Ford. So we're going to get a little bit more creative and do the 3 color stripes. We'll go around and do some trim around the windows, chrome bumpers. He wanted something like the Hunadart with the splitter and the chrome. And if you're interested in the Hunadart, you gotta become a member. Once you become a member, you'll be on the drawing, and that drawing will be somewhere in mid-December. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, let's get to taping this thing up and see how far we get. It's Monday night, and this is Wednesday's video. As usual, we are running behind, so let's get on it. All right, guys, we finally got the computer fired up. We're going with the Bill Elliott 9s. We're going to go 2,300 cc's on the hood. It's a 2.3 liter in most of these Pintos. We did get the tape on the grill and the headlights. I know race cars don't have chrome, but ours is going to have some chrome on it. We'll get the window trim taped up. And we're cutting a little late tonight, so we're probably not going to get real far. And we'll continue this tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, but if you're seeing this, it's Wednesday, it's done. So that's the goal. Let's hope we get it done. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, we're back. Next day, we got a little bit of masking done off camera last night. We got the numbers installed. We got the 2,300 cc on the hood and our channel logo on the trunk. We're going to continue on. We're going to tape up the bumper. We got taillight stickers. We'll do the trim around the windows and start laying the graphics out. No guarantee how far we're going to get tonight, so I'm not sure. Really crazy at work right now, and I've not been able to stay up super late and work on this. Life gets in the way, it happens. So let's see how far we can get, and maybe we'll get some paint on. Let's see. All right, we're inching along. We got the window trim on. We got the rear bumper taped up. The side window trim, I think we're just going to do it flat black or black like it would be rubber. The back glass really don't have a distinct line. We're going to leave it because, and you see in the pictures of the car built, a lot of them guys cut this back glass out, but he wants me to leave the window in it. We got the trim around the windshield. Simply just following the lines with just regular masking tape. Nothing fancy there. The graphics are going to be kind of the old school Pinto station wagon style. It's like a magenta, orange, and a yellow. And the main body on that car is silver. I'm not sure what we're gonna do yet. I always kind of wing it when we do these. since I don't have really a specific order for what he wants. He just told me not to make it look like a mini truck, and I believe I can handle that. Because if you don't tell me, they ended up with a few mini truck rock crawlers. These are longtime friends that I'm building this car for, and there's another one that we got on deck to build. It'll be coming sometimes next month. And yeah, a couple of them guys didn't really know me. And when they asked to paint a body, they just left it at the hobby shop, and I picked it up, and they told me to do whatever they wanted, or I wanted. And when they picked it up and they had drips and heartbeats and all that on there, they weren't exactly pleased, but once they knew that, they knew to request some specifics. Gonna tape up the front splitter, start laying these stripes out, and we'll come back. All right, guys, we're getting some stripes on here. I just did a rough sketch with the grease pencil with the 3 stripes, and we're going to intersect them. The green and the blue is going to be the same color stripes. We're going to go magenta, orange, yellow, and where they're crossing over, that's our cut line. Simple enough, super simple paint scheme. I'm not trying to get this overly complicated, because every one of these Pinto race cars that I've looked up Google images of, they're all generally one color with numbers, unless they have a wrap on them. So, not that I'm trying to rush this job, because this is not an overly complicated paint scheme. It's gonna be clean and simple. If you want to see some more complex paint schemes, look at some of the older videos. Just a few months back, actually, did a couple of them that were a little more intense. Yeah, this one's kind of a self-induced time crunch. I'm trying to get it done for Wednesday. The owner is no rush, because he's not going to race this car anytime soon, or maybe never. So I'm doing this for y'all. Well, I'm doing it for everybody involved here. I was going to put the stripes button up against themselves, or button up against each other, but once I put the second stripe on, I left a little bit of the gap. I'm just eyeballing it, and I kind of like the gap between the stripes. And on the third stripe here, I'm increasing the gap just ever so slightly. It's not measured, it's just kind of eyeballed. And this is not a exact, this is inspired by the Pinto paint scheme from the old silver station wagons, or orange, and they had a white one with the 3 color stripes. So pretty simple. We're going to carry the other 1/4 inch down through here. This 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch fine line. The only reason why they're 2 different colors is because of what I have. No particular reason on this body. Any color would be fine, since we're just pulling straight lines. We're not gonna wrap this stripe around the trunk, because it's kind of a roll pan area. So we're just gonna kind of cut it off at an angle right here and end it. Carefully cut through it, not score the body too much, because we don't want to get rear-ended and knock the 1/4 panel off. If you score it like sand, it will break. We'll just end it like that on the end. It looks weird now. It's not going to look right again until it's done. I say that in every paint video. It's kind of hard to see the vision. You're doing something like this, you just kind of envision the end result. Kind of like looking down the highway, and keep your eyes focused where you're going. You're just throwing stuff at it. It usually don't work out too good. You gotta somewhat plan ahead, even if you plan in your head. If you think you can do it, you probably can. Get my markings off here. That grease pencil, it comes off pretty easy. Just to not mess my eyes up, I just kind of sketched it on there to get me a reference to where I want to put the stripes. There we go. We're going to cut this one with the hood line. It'll end right there. And we're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. It kind of looks like a set of 6-cylinder headers on there. But yeah, we're going to keep it simple. Race car theme. The numbers actually got 3 outlines. It's got just a little hairline we're going to put around the edge black just to separate the number from the color. Then it's got a main color, and then it has a stripe around that. So that all look pretty cool. And that black line around the stripe will help break it up between these stripes instead of having to cut this. So yeah, let's get to the other side and see if we can get some paint on this thing. All right, we got all the stripes laid out. Pretty simple. We did up the difficulty game just a little bit and went across the hood. And if you can see in the reflection through the light, I tried to do this consistent gap around the numbers, so it kind of encompassed the stripe. So we're gonna wipe this thing down one more time with alcohol. This is 100% isopropyl alcohol. We get it in gallons from a auto body supply. I don't know if you can buy 100% alcohol, isopropyl over the counter at like Lowe's or something. I don't think so. They sell denatured alcohol, stuff like that. But this is 100% alcohol. This is the same stuff we used to pre-clean the jets when we worked at Honda. It's the only pre-cleaner we were allowed to have was alcohol. I guess somewhat control the static because those planes were made out of composite material, and they imagine they would get staticky. Anyways, we're just gonna wipe down everywhere we were running our fingers in there. I washed this body twice. Typical Proline body, it has a lot of mold release in it. I've washed it twice with Dawn, warm water. This is probably the 3rd time I went around it with alcohol. Every time I tape something on it, I'm alcoholing it. And I still found a couple of slick spots around the headlight buckets. I don't know what they're using to grease up their molds with, but these bodies are well lubricated. Get our little bit of our remnants of our China pin off the surface so it don't mess up our visuals as we're painting. There we go. Now this being a fine line, and don't throw it. When we're heating it up or warming it with the hair dryer between coats, it's got to be careful because these sharp corners, they'll start to lift, and we'll just have to make sure we keep those pressed down. And the beauty of using water paint, if we have any blow by, we'll clean it out with a little stick. And yeah, let's decide on a color. I'm not sure yet. All right, guys, I think we're going to go with like the old school station wagon. I think we're going to go silver. The only silver that I have that hasn't been giving me troubles is this Proline. Even though I'm not a big fan of Proline paint, we're going to give this a shot. I love this Wicked silver, but here lately it's not shooting through my airbrush. It's a little chunky, so I need to get a bigger gun to shoot this stuff. It's a medium coarse, so it's kind of sparkly. And the .35 is just too small to spray it. It keeps just piling up in the end of the needle. So we're going to go silver. Black around the windows. We'll do the rockers black with the front spoiler. Not a big fan of painting the rockers black because it makes the car look higher off the ground to me. Dale Jr. had a whole discussion about painted rocker panels. It's pretty funny on his podcast. He likes to paint rockers. It makes the car look lower and slammed. And I agree, but on this scheme, I think the black and the silver is going to go good together. So I thought about painting the whole nose black, but I really couldn't figure out a way to cut it off without cutting the engine in half, the engine logo. And I thought that would look odd. It would probably been better without the engine logo and just have the stripes and the whole nose black and the body silver would look pretty cool. But since we did that, we're going to go ahead and roll with it. And we're going to be all silver, black spoiler, black rocker. We'll do a thin black line around the number and probably do our logo in black outline so it'll stand out on the silver. So anyway, let's get to spraying some silver paint and hope this goes well. There's coat one. It's kind of light, but it's just going to try to get it even coats, get it built up. don't want to pound it on around these logos because they got a real fine line around them, and you get too much paint built up around them. They are damn near impossible to peel out. Same with this number. It's got probably less than a 1/16 of an inch outline around it. It looks like a Sharpie. So, and same within the hood logo. It's got a very fine line around it. So let's get this dried up and continue on with the silver. Let me turn y'all around. Check out the fog. And that is water-based paint. That is a sparkly aluminum. We got about 4 coats on there, and we're going to get that dry, and we're going to throw some gray over it just to back it up, and we should have a silver car here in just a minute. All right, guys, don't hate on me too much for the fog in the shop with my truck sitting here. This is all water-based, and it's literally just dust in the air. Yeah, that's not good for it either, but it wipes right off, and I can handle that. I don't like the idea of putting plastic over the truck and having to constantly cover it up. But I give it a wipe down once a week. Drive it about maybe twice a month. Thinking if we can get everything caught up this weekend, we're going to go to a cruise-in Sunday, and you'll see, if I go, you'll see a video of that. And once we get this car done, it may be there on display also. We're going to have a little cruise-in and a parking lot race. So it'll be an RC race with real cars being there too. That's in Winston. That's the Turn and Burn Speedway, Winston-Salem. Look them up on Facebook. And by the way, we're on Facebook, Instagram. I'm on Twitter, but I don't do much on Twitter. I just post links to the videos from YouTube. Instagram and Facebook, I have a separate account that are public, so anybody can look on there. My personal account's private, but if I know you, and then we got enough mutual friends, that's cool. But like I say, the pages are public. I just got to constantly police the Instagram page because all the bots trying to get on there. That's why my personal page is private, just because of all that crap. But anyways, let's get the gray on here and see if we can get some progress. Whoa, let me drop it afterwards. So there's our sparkly silver car. I'm gonna start doing some stripes. All right, guys, we're back. I didn't bore you with pulling all the masking off. You can't even hardly see that line. There's gonna be a black outline around the number, black windows, black around the logo on the back. And a suggestion on one of the viewers the last video, or the last paint video, we're gonna paint the play button red. We're gonna jump around a little bit because we can't pull the black stripe off of the number yet because our yellow stripe's going over it. And we got the black around the 2300 and our splitter and our rocker. So let's get to spraying some black. Once we get all of our colors on, we're gonna have to come back very last to put this black outline around the number. So let's go, because we still gotta black the bumpers out because they're gonna be chrome. I decided to go with chrome just because the grill's so big. So we're gonna chrome that out, and it'll have to be backed in black, so we'll spray black again anyways. So let's dust on some black and get this thing one step closer to being done. All right, I don't know which one of y'all said it, but I think we'll go black with the grill and the bumpers. There's nothing else chrome on the car, and I agree. I think the chrome's going to get lost in the silver paint now that I think about it, because it's going to be just another shade of silver. So nothing else chrome on the car. We're going to black bumpers also. It's a dirt racer. It's supposed to have rubber bumpers, so let's do that. One step closer. All right, we got our first color pulled. We're going to go with magenta first. It's going to be the darkest of the three, or it's a raspberry color. We're going to do raspberry around the number also, but again, I can't start to pull that off because some of my yellow stripe covers it up, so I'm going to have to go jump back and forth on the number. But we're going to go ahead and do the roof number. You can see that fine black line around it. This is going to be a magenta, and the magenta is dark enough, it'll have a good enough contrast between that, and the number's going to be white. May do our logo in orange, because we're going to do orange, magenta, yellow. So yeah, we still got options, because by the time we get there, we still got to do all the colors on the number. So playing it by ear, just kind of winging it, and let's get the magenta on there. Hoping we get this done tonight. I don't want to drag it out any more than I have to, but we're at the point where I don't want to push it if I feel like something's going to need a little extra time to dry. We might have to do it. So let's just see how far we get. Now it's looking like something. All right, we got the magenta on there, or raspberry, Createx fluorescent raspberry. We went ahead and backed it up with white just because I'm gonna go with orange next. The orange can bleed into that and reactivate it, and it'll start turning that raspberry a shade of orange. If we were doing a blend or a fade job, that would be fine, but we're trying to keep these colors true to what they are. That's another reason why I kind of kept them separated, because the orange and the yellow, over a period of time with water-based paint, I've experienced where they bleed together and they actually start to do a natural fade on their own. And that's partly due to rushing a paint job and trying to get it all done in one evening. I imagine if you gave that proper drying time and then backed it, it wouldn't have an issue. But I have had experience with that stuff fading itself. It'll look fine for a few days, and next thing you know, it's 2 different shades of orange and 2 different shades of that yellow. So let's get the orange on here and get it backed up. All right, that bleeding issue I've had is normally just fluorescence. The solids or opaque colors don't generally do it. The fluorescence, I think the dyes in them are like the candy and are a little bit stronger. For whatever reason, they tend to be more aggressive and will blend into stuff. I'm hoping this orange and this pink and all this doesn't blend into the silver. I haven't had enough experience with Proline paint to see if it does it, but with the old Parma and Createx, sometimes it'll start to wick out into the other colors. Even though we've backed everything with gray, black, it'll find an edge and it'll start wicking into it and start fading. So hopefully that don't happen in this body, but time will tell. All right, we got 3 coats of orange on. We pulled the rest of the masking off. I didn't back the orange up because orange and yellow doesn't have as much contrast between these two. And if anything, the yellow is just gonna make it more orange. We're gonna do our logo in yellow. Still gotta come back and spray the play button red. And once we get all this on, get it back, then we can complete this number, because like I said, this stripe goes over the number and it was covering the masking, and I don't want to trim all around it because it's such a fine line around it. So just to keep everything crisp and nice, we're going to just have to go back and paint the number separate after the fact. This one is white, just got to back it up. This one will be white with this one. We got to back all this with white, so we're going to try to knock out as many steps as we can, combining steps. So the number on the hood, the engine, will be white outlined in black. I seen one little piece of masking that we didn't pull out between the 3 and the 2, so we're gonna have to go back and spray a little black in there, so no big deal. It's easy enough to miss. So let's get some yellow on there. Proline fluorescent yellow. We used all of our Createx making our Guru green. We gotta pick up some more of that. We're running low on supplies. Low on supplies and short on time. It's never enough. All right, we got 3 coats of yellow, 4 coats. Now we got to do our reverse engineering on this number. We got to do the number and then the outline. So this one already has its outline. We made this file years ago for this number, and it should have another black pinstripe around the center of the 9, but it doesn't. We never corrected it, and it looks okay, but it needs a black line around the center of that 9. So we're just not going to have it. If we have to, we'll do it with a Sharpie. I'm not going to just paint the number white. I think we're going to do a fade. I'm going to do a fade from yellow to white, and just to break it up, make it look a little more race car-y. So we're just going to dust a little yellow across the top and let it blend down naturally so it don't get into this yellow, but we're still going to have our black and magenta to separate them. So I'll quit talking and we'll spray some paint. And a little bit more. Of course, one little black speck just shot out of my gun. That's okay. There'll be a tire mark there eventually. All right, that's all we're gonna do for, well, a little bit more. There's our fade. Don't look like much now, but once the white's on there, it'll really pop. We're gonna get that dry. I'll go ahead and pull the 2300 off the hood. And yeah, that's it for the white. And then we'll have to go back and black everything with gray. I'll explain that as we go. So let's get this dry and we'll pull this off. All right, guys, we got to pull it off. Jumped ahead a little bit and got the number sprayed, and we got the logo backed in white. Go ahead and spray the 2300, and that little purple dot between the 2 and the 3, we got to go back and spray that black. We'll do that when we do the black outline around the door numbers. All right, that's one coat of back, or white, backing it. See our gentle fade on our number. Luckily, everything's going pretty smooth tonight because I wasn't sure I was even going to make this happen. I do have to get up in about just a few hours and go to work. And we still got to edit this video. So if you've seen this tomorrow or Wednesday, it'll be tomorrow because it's like 10 o'clock Tuesday night. Yeah, let's get this finished up. We'll back everything in gray so we don't mess up our white, and then we'll spray our black, magenta, white again, and then we'll be done. All right, we got it wrapped up. I didn't record doing the numbers. It's just more repetitive. We did the black, magenta. We had to do the backing up process. For whoever said we need a red play button, we got a little red play button on the back. And we fixed our little boo-boo between the 2 and the 3. And yeah, we went ahead and backed everything in gray just to make a clean finish. It's still a little wet, as you can see. I wasn't thinking I was going to finish tonight, but we did. So let's get to that most satisfying part, is getting this film off. So this one is me night and day here. It's a pretty complex body. It looks like it was a 2-piece mold. And it's not coming off real easy. There we go. Ain't like that. Looks pretty cool to me. And whoever put that thought of no chrome bumpers in my head, that was a good idea. Chrome bumpers would have been lost on that silver paint because the silver's so bright. But simple paint job. This could be accomplished with a spray can. All of these colors are standard colors: fluorescent yellow, fluorescent red, orange, and then a fluorescent magenta or raspberry, I think they called it. The fade could have been easily accomplished with a spray can because it's such a gradual fade. You just spray the can across the top and you could have backed it. So nothing anybody couldn't handle here. This is a 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch fine line tape, and the rest of it's just standard masking tape. Now I did have the luxury of cutting logos and stuff with a vinyl cutter, but besides that, the paint job could be accomplished very easy. So there you go. Hope you like it. I just want to pop back in here and do a quick little outro. I just want to thank everybody that's come along. We've gained quite a few followers this week and subscribers. That's pretty awesome. That C10 show was very good for us, and it was a very good show. Can't wait to go back next year. Looks like they booked that thing till 2028 at the same location. Yeah, we don't just do truck shows. We do RC stuff, do paint work. I work in a body shop, and I may do some of that stuff too in future videos. It's hard to film and work an 8-hour day. But anyways, thanks to everybody to come along. Thanks for all the guys that have been here since the beginning. And click that subscribe button if you hadn't already. Also, members, there's a join button beside the subscribe button if you would like to support the channel. That'd be greatly appreciated. this is the guys that are members. We got 7 members now, and the members this week, y'all see the finished product of this. I will we'll decal it out and get it fitted on the car, and we'll do our normal little, maybe a little vlog just of what's been going on all week, because we got a lot going on at work, and some big things going on at work. So we'll talk about that, and that'll be Friday sometime. I don't have a dead set time on Fridays. I've just been trying to get a little video made, and I'll pop it up. So that's for the members. And the members, if you are a member, or if you want to become a member, you have a chance to win the Hunadart. Check out that video on the Hunadart paint work, and then we do a build on that car. So anyways, I appreciate it again. Thanks for everybody coming along, and we'll see you Sunday.